Hi and welcome to working timesheet tutorial. So I'm just entering the time these guys start work every day. Alright, so let's assume they finish it up. So we're assuming they finish it at 5:45, and maybe these guys finish at, let's say, 6 o'clock, 6 and 5:45. And hourly rate, that's just the hourly rate right there. Okay, hourly rate is £20 and this one is 9. Now let's make it 14 and let's make these guys something like 21. Now overtime, this guy have an overtime. Okay, this guy has an overtime as well, and these are the guys, they don't need the overtime, they earn enough money anyway. So all we just need to do is to click on the day, calculate, and that is what you get for that very. So same thing, if you click on this, you click on this, and you select Thursday, Friday, and that's all there is to it. So what I'm going to do now is to take you guys back straight into Excel and show you how I've put together this beautiful tutorial. Let's go into Excel now. Okay guys, this is how the whole interface is looking right now. So I'm just going to run it so that you see what I'm talking about. Okay, that's it. That's how it's looking right now, though the design of the interface is not fully completed, but I'll say we have approximately, let's say, about 80% of it is done. So what is left now is, since before I continue, let me create some dynamic data right here. So I just call that hourly rate, and the next column I'll call that overtime. Right, so for the overtime, the hours you can work, let it range from 1 to 2 and up to 8. Yeah, that's enough. They only work 8 hours anyway, so plus 1 right here. Okay, so they will only work 8 hours, and okay, we can just whatever, that's fine. Okay, now the hourly rate. In the case of the hourly rate, if you don't see the formula I type in, there's just D3 plus 1. Okay, so now the hourly rate might vary. Let's say the basic pay is that. If the basic pay is that, let's see if we might as well just increase it maybe by 2 or by 3. So I'll just say equals this, let's say plus 3. Yeah, okay, now we can then take it up. Right, that's a bit too much. Let's say plus 1.5. Okay, plus 1.5, that's what we get for these guys. Alright, that's more like it. So that's the hourly rate for these guys. The next thing I will do now is to create let's create a name manager. So I will then select here, create a new manager right there, and the name, let me call that hourly rate underscore, no, maybe together, that's fine. Hourly rate, let it start from here. Right, so but I want it, I will offset it, open, then click on here. I will now want it to count, so I will use a counter right there. So let's say counter, then select the rows that are, the columns that I want. Oh sorry, the rows from here down, that's the rows. Yeah, that's fine. And just close up my counter. That is it. That's for the hourly rate. Now for the time rate, I'm gonna create another name manager. Okay, so click on new, and this one will be known as overtime in one word. Okay, so let's offset it as well. Offset, right, open a bracket, select the very first one here on row 3. Now, and I want it to count, use a counter. Okay, open a bracket and select from here down up to there. Close the brackets. Let me show you guys the lines where I'm referring to. That's it right there. Boom. That is incorrect. So let me cancel that. I'll touch something else. I don't want that. that is that for that. Click on OK. So if I select this, yeah, that's fine. It shows me from here down there. Okay, let's cancel and select hourly rate. Double click and select this. Okay, that's fine. So I now have a dynamic data that I can link to my combo box on the form. Okay, now that my dynamic link is ready, so let's just close this. That is fine. I will now go straight into my now select combo box OT1. That's supposed to be HR, so let me change that to HR. This very one, I'll change that. I'll move them around. Okay, I now have the right name. This one is the hourly rate combo box. Can you see it? CBOHR1, and the overtime is CBOOT1. Okay, if I click on CBOHR1, what I would then do is scroll right down and look for role source. The role source in this case is known as hourly rate in one word, and the other one is, if I click on that role source, where is it? Right there. That is overtime, one word there. Okay, now let's see if it will work. If I run the program now and I select this, I can then select any of the hourly rate. I suppose you guys are following. I can select the hourly rate for this guy, and I can also select how many hours overtime is done, or if it's 0, I think maybe we should, if it's 0, I think maybe I should make 0 as the default. Okay, now it's looking good. I suppose you guys are following, so I need to now assign the role source to the rest of the combo box. Click on this very one, come to the role source, and the role source of that will be the hourly rate as well. Hourly rate there. So that is sorted. I would repeat the same thing for the other combo box, and I'll get back to you guys. And I also repeat the same thing for the overtime. Okay, now I've assigned role source for all of my combo box. As you can see, scroll down. Okay, hourly rate, and up to the last one here, hourly rate. Let's look at the overtime. Overtime, check the role source, overtime as well, and this one is also called overtime. Okay, now I suppose you are following. If you have forgotten, or if you don't know, the names that I'm calling for the role source, they are all here. Remember when I created this dynamic link? Alright, and this is the other one. These are the names that I'm calling for the combo box. Okay, back to the form. Alright, I would like 0 to be the default because there might be an error while running the program. So what I would do is double click on this, and right here, might as well use code just to enter that. hr1.text equals, let's make that 0. Okay, so I'll just copy that across. Okay, I have hr1 copy to. Okay, so all I just need to do is change that to 3 and so on. Okay, that's for the hourly rate combo box completed. Now we'll do another one. Let's write another one for overtime. Text equals, I think that's 1, so we'll make that 0. Yeah, that's right. So just copy this across. So that will be the default value you will see in each of those combo boxes. Just change the numbers. Okay, let's speed that up. Okay, that is how it looks right now. So if I run the program, that's what you will get. But if I click on this, I can select anyone, and supposing I want to return it back to 0, now I have an issue. That means I have to redesign my name manager, reconfigure that. Let's go back to the name manager then. Okay, come in here, click on format, manager, double click on that. Okay, So the first one here is, maybe move this down, so let's close that. I'm just gonna close that, maybe just get rid of everything here. Okay, yeah, I'll do it that way. All right, now enter, let me just enter a space there and make this one 0.0 and this one just 0. Okay, all right, that's fine. 0 is just fine. Just select everything here up to here. Let's do it and close it. All right, that would have taken care of that anyway. Okay, that's sort out the very first one. Okay, now the second one. Let's come to the second one. Change this to 3, and let me get rid of all of these. Just select it from here and close. Okay, that one is sorted as well. Right here. Okay, now that the dynamic data link is sorted, and I've also changed this one, instead of 0.0 is now just ordinary 0. It's actually the same thing, it means the same. And the dynamic link right here, if I click on here, the manager, name manager, you can see it's now, that's correct now, and the other one, that's working fine too. Okay, so let's close that. Maybe check out the other one too. Yeah, that's fine. So let's close this name manager and go back to the form right here. So if I run the program now, I can select anything I want to select and default back to 0, so that's fine. And the same thing applies to this one, and default back to 0 as well. So what is left for us to do now is to then add up whatever is in there, so that we know how much this guy is getting paid on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So that of Monday is right there. If I click on here, though it's not working as expected, so it started work this time and it finishes, let's say 15:50. If I click on this guy has actually worked 8 hours 8 minutes. Hourly rate, select that. Any overtime? No. So if I click on whatever button I have in there, it should give me how much this guy earns on Monday. So let me get that sorted. Once I can get one sorted, I'll be able to sort out the other ones. Okay, let's go into the code now. Alright, before I continue, I'm going to create 1 or 2 more buttons. I might need more than 1 button. Let's just copy this one across. Copy it across. Now change the caption of this very one to exit, and if you can still remember, the code for exit is just unload me. So that is exit sorted. Now overtime, and we want this guy to calculate everything. Maybe that would be easier. Okay, what we need to do now is to calculate Monday, and then the rest will be very easy. Let's go into the system right here. We want the name Monday1.caption equals, let's put it in a bracket, this very one right here. Let's copy that, paste that in there, multiply that by CBO hourly rate 1.text. Close that. Now we want to add this. Supposing there's an overtime, I'm just going to copy this here. If this guy's done an overtime, plus that, we multiply this CBO overtime 1.text, and we then add it all, even if he hasn't done any overtime. That's it, that's fine. So if I run the program, let's run it and see. Select Monday. Okay, this guy has worked from 9 in the morning up to, let's say, 6. Okay, that's cool. 6 in the evening. So if I click on hourly rates, we must select hourly rate for him. Okay, let's say that's how much he's receiving. And as he done, okay, I will just with hourly rate, let's see what will happen. Click on that. That is it. It's actually made 62 pounds on Monday. Supposing he's done about 5 hours overtime, that's it. He's now got 96 pounds. That's very good, very smart. Alright, all I just need to do now is format these cells, each of these cells. That might take some time. 2 pounds. Okay, let's get that done as well. Okay, like I said, all I need to do now is to format that to pound sign. So I'm going to double click on this, my command button right here. That's it. Let me bring it up so that you can see it. I will be moving that down later on. So all I need to now do is this very Monday, LBL Monday 1, okay, format, open a bracket, and LBL Monday 1 dot caption, then we enter a comma there, speech mark, enter the pound sign, and hash dot, that'll be a comma, yeah, double hash 0 dot double 0, close the speech mark, and that will be all. So if I run it and just activate my system right there, so work start at 08, maybe 30, and it finishes at, let's say 4. Okay, and that's the hourly, that's the rate, that's the overtime done. If I then click on that, that's what you get. You now see it is in pound sign. So that's brilliant. All I just need to do now is to repeat exactly the same thing for each of these components. So it's now easy to do. It's taking a long time, so let's just go back and get it sorted. Okay, to get the Tuesday right, I've now speed up the process, and let me show it to you guys. I've changed it from enable, if you can recall, it was enable before. That is wrong. It should be dot value. So every single one of them are now dot value. This is for Monday. That's the calculation for Monday. Else Tuesday, that's for Tuesday, and I'll have it for Wednesday as well. From here down, that's Wednesday, and that's for Thursday, and I have Friday right here. Okay, so let me run it and you guys see how it is. I may have to reshuffle this interface anyway, and this command button update will be coming back down. I believe you are aware of that. So let's come in here now. Let's enable Monday, and the hours worked on Monday. Let's say this guy started at about 8:05 and it finishes at maybe 4:45. Okay, it's on the lowest rate, so maybe overtime there. So if I click on this, that gives me how much is made on Monday. Well, let's check Tuesday. Supposing this guy managed to do about 4 hours overtime, and he happens to start early that very day, and it finishes, let's say maybe 5:45. okay, so click on that and you see what happened there. Okay, for Wednesday, yeah, more overtime, and sorry, let's select Wednesday. Okay, you have to select Wednesday, so let's change it so that we can get the difference, or so that we can spot the difference between the Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's Wednesday selected now, and that's Wednesday. Okay, Thursday, let's say he's feeling lazy or started work at 9 in the morning. That's what he ends. On Friday, well, let's say finishes on the dot, maybe 4 o'clock on the dot. We need to now work that out. Click here. So that's in total 7 hours. Okay, that's how much is made throughout the week. But we have not been able to add it all up. At least we should be able to sum it up and find out how much is made. So that's how the system is looking right now. It's looking very promising, and I like it. It's very good. It's taking me a long time though. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is repeat exactly the same coding for everything and just speed it all up, else it's going to take more than an hour to complete this. So I'm going to speed it up and just show you guys the final product. Just before I speed up the whole process, I think I'm going to have to enter a total somewhere here. Maybe I may have to reduce or just convert this to MONTU just to make a space for the total right there. So let me do that now. So just to make room for the content over there on the other side, I'm going to change this to Monday. That'll be my Tuesday right there, Thursday, Friday. Okay, and all of these, I will now select all of this and just reduce the size. Just about that. There's something like that. That's much better. And I just move it aside and then just to make room for the final one. So I can now copy this. Okay, that will be for the total. Let's move this, move all of them just to make room, and I'll just do that and get back to you guys. Alright, I've now added another column, so let me show it to you guys. That is it, wages per week right there. So if I run it, that's what you get. But there's one more thing. I then need to add all of these together so that we can get